All right, Shalom. This is Brother Gabar of the Lions Den Camp. Before I hop into this lesson, I'm going to give all praises to the Most High in the true Hebrew names and in the Hebrew tongue. So call Halayim, like Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Ha, Rakah, Kodash, Ma'amaf. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS. Double honors to my elder as well as Harawan. All right, and Shalom to you, brothers and sisters, pushing and keeping this truth and faith and sincerity into the end, man. All right. So this lesson is a little piggyback off one of the lessons, our elder did earlier this week, and one of the precepts used was right here in 2 Kings chapter 6. I'm gonna start at verse 15, and it says, "And when the servant of the man of God was risen early and gone forth, behold, a host compassed the city both with horses and chariots, and his servant said unto him, Alas, my master, how shall we do?" All right, and I believe this is when Syrians, was surrounding, you know, uh, the people of the Lord. And he said, so like, and it says, and a host compassed the city both with horses and chariots. All right, and his servant said unto him, Alas, my master, how shall we do? So they were surrounded, man, by enemy horses and chariots. They were surrounded by enemy forces. In verse 16 it says, and he answered, Fear not, for they that be with us are more than they that be with them. In verse 17 it says, and Elisha prayed and said, Lord, I pray thee, open his eyes that he may see. And the Lord opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw, and behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire round about Elisha. So they were surrounded, by these enemy horses and chariots, surrounded, compassed about, you know. But little did the young man know that the Lord had his angels camped round about, his people, man, you know. And it says, and the Lord opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw, and behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire round about Elisha, man. Those chariots of fire, man, the so-called UFOs, that people ignorantly call them. But, us, according to the scriptures, we know that those are the chariots of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man, the angels of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you know, his instruments of destruction, man, his instruments of war, and this was very intriguing to me because brothers, especially in this camp, spot chariots very often. It may be one, it may be two, but it's just crazy to think, man, that one or that two that the Lord allowed us to see, man, it could be hundreds more that he in that same area of the sky, or in that same, that he did not allow us to see, you know and just to, and this is a faith booster, Salakia, because just to think, man, like the Lord, man, has his angels camped around about those that fear him, man, those that are fear the name of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua. They can have faith in that name, and in truth and in sincerity, man, doing the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. That's a powerful thing to know, that the Lord got his angels camped around about you, man, you know and it says, and another point I wanted to get to, it says, and Elisha prayed and said, Lord, I pray thee, open his eyes that he may see. And the Lord opened the eyes of the young man, and I wanted to get that too, because, man, that's, your eyes got to be open to this truth, man. Yahweh Shem Yahushua got to open your eyes, because people will see, people who not in this truth, they'll see chariots fly by and think it's just a star, or an asteroid, or something non-spiritual, man, something not of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you know. And I never forget when I was first coming into the camp I'm in now, the Lions Den camp of Jacksonville, Florida. The elder told me, you could pray to the Lord and ask him to show you a chariot, and he will. And before that, I never saw one. When I was first coming in, watching other camps and things like that, and I heard them talking about UFOs. I was like, man, nah, bro. But when I joined this camp, and it was broken down and it was showed unto me with the scriptures, and the elder spoke those words to me, that if you pray to the Lord, he'll show you one. It was 3 o'clock in the morning. I never forget. It was 3 o'clock in the morning. I woke up, walked outside, and it was dark outside, but there were still clouds. And I prayed in my la'ab, in my mind, in my head, to Yahweh Shem Shah, to reveal unto me a chariot. All right, and the chariot appeared not even 5 or 10 minutes later out of the cloud, and then descended back into the cloud. It was a matter of seconds, you know. But just to see that and to know that the Lord got his angels, man, those chariots camped around those that fear him and are sincerely calling on his name and faith and sincerity, that's a powerful thing, man. You know? And verse 16, it says, "Fear not, for they that be with us are more that be with them," man. So even in this day and age, in this time, man, when Esau, so-called Caucasian race come rushing in like a flood with all their devices, that thing that they're gonna require that everybody get within their body, they martial law troops, the military, so on and so forth, man. That's nothing compared to their numbers, and their host is nothing compared to what's with us and who is with us. Yahweh Bashim Shai and the heavenly host, man, the angels, man, the chariots, and so on and so forth, man, is nothing. Because it says, "Fear not, for they that be with us are more that be with them," man. you know so we got to have that same type of spirit in these times now, but also in these days to come, man. Fear not these devils and their devices, you know, because, bro, we got Yahweh Shemi Hawashah on our side, man. And everything within Yahweh Shemi Hawash, Yahweh Salakia, Yahweh Shemi Hawashah's power on our side. So what can these people do to us, man? You know? All right. And I wanted to get another precept. This book of Psalms, chapter 34 and verse 7. And it says, "The angel of the Lord encampeth round about them that fear him and delivereth them." All right. So just like in the previous precepts, man, the angels of the Lord was camped around Elisha and that young man, man, when they was surrounded by those enemy hosts, they was encamped round about them. And it says, "and delivereth them." So what is it for the Lord to do that same thing for us in this day and age, man, and in these times and in times to come? We see the chariots often, man. So we know the angels are, we know the angels and the chariots are out there. We know they are encamped around about us. So what is it for them to, man, deliver us in a time of trouble, man? You know, Especially you calling on Yahweh Shem Yahushua and faith and in sincerity. You've been doing his will. You've been doing the work, you know. We are not to fear, man, in that day, you know. And also the scriptures tell you that the Lord did not give us the spirit of fear, you know. Just knowing, man, you got the heavenly hosts, ready to, man, swoop in and intervene, man, to back you up, to step in when things get rocky. That's a powerful thing, man. All right, but you gotta have faith within that, man. You know. So this is a book of Second Corinthians chapter 5 and verse 7. It says, "For we walk by faith, not by sight." And that's just plain and simple. Because walking by sight, if he would have seen those hosts encamped around about him, he said, "What shall we do, master?" It was like a little a second of fear, you know. But once he started dwelling on that faith, man, and prayed to Yahweh Shem Yahushua and faith in the sincerity, man, that the sight of that those enemy armies and chariots and horses encamped around about them what meant nothing, man, because he saw that it was more with them. He saw that he saw Yahweh Shem Yahushua's chariots, man, them so-called UFOs, the angels, man, ready to intervene on their behalf, you know. So walking in this truth, man, we gotta, we gotta have that faith in Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man, with no wavering, no doubt. We walk by faith and not by sight, because what's about to happen on this side, man, we've never seen before, man. Like the when all hell break loose, and shit going down here, we've never seen the likes of these things, man. We seen it on TV, we seen it on movies, we seen it in other countries, not to the same effect though, because what's about to happen here is gonna be worse than anything that happened on the earth so far, you know. So Without that faith of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, that'd be a fearful sight, you know, and not walking in faith and in sincerity within Yahweh Shem Yahushua may cause you to waver, man, you know. So that's why you gotta build up that faith now, man, and you build up that faith by reading, man, because the scripture tell you, blessed is he that readeth. When you read all these stories of Yahweh Shem Yahushua delivering his people, man, his men, you know, and so on and so forth in times of trouble and tribulation, performing miracles on our behalf. What is there not to have faith in, man? You know, and man, the main point was, before we walk by faith and not by sight, man, having 100% faith in Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man, and his power, and that he can and will deliver us in that time of trouble, man. And with that, I'm gonna say shalom.